Alrighty then, we are live from Columbus, OH, home of the world famous national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. Undefeated to this day. Whoops, and it's not supposed to be on that page where I was checking scores. It is supposed to be on my page there. Ohio State Buckeyes. Okay, and we have audio, and now I can mute it. Okay, now you won't hear it after the fact. You're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and my financial content you can find right under the Oak Island playlist, Ramsey Show After Show playlist, which starting this week until further notice, that will be happening every single weekday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That will be happening until further notice. Of course, the further notice could come Monday. Don't know. But until further notice, that is what it'll be. I have reflected the ticker below to say that. Also, for financial content, answering your financial questions, which is this stream, an 8 p.m. stream. If there's a Buckeye or Washington Commanders night game, I may do answering your financial questions at 4 p.m., but normally it would be at 8 p.m. And the music playlist has 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, including How to Do the Baby Steps Right. So listen to those, and if you can sing them better than me, by all means record yourself singing it and shoot that to me, and I may play it on the after show. How about that? Alrighty, let's answer some questions. Normally we go to www. You don't have to put the www anymore. Reddit.com. Sound like a boomer. Reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, but recently ran out of questions on there, so letting that fill back up, and I'm getting some questions from the only forum run by Ramsey Solutions, and that would be on Facebook, and it's called the Ohio State University. Where is it? Right there. The Ramsey Baby Steps Community. And again, that is on the Facebook. And so I don't have the names of the people because that's their actual name in almost all cases. So I just copy and paste the questions. And in this case, this is actually an image because they just put up their spreadsheet. And, you know, what is for 300, Alex? What is using a spreadsheet when you should be using a document? So, I mean, I guess the part down here would be more like, I mean, this looks like, would look like my budget kind of. So I guess fine, and then they just type that up at the top. So I get it. All right, I'll let it go. I'll let it slide. Let's see. Thomas is a single 35-year-old guy living in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Too close to the TV. Don't need the glasses. He owns a townhome that is valued at $375,000. His current mortgage balance is $180K. 6% interest, don't care. He has a car loan at $2K, don't care what the interest rate is. He has a card debt of $7K, student loan debt of $8K. $50,000 gross yearly salary. Gross monthly pay is $4166.67. 900 federal and state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, etc. $200 health insurance. $3,066.67 take-home pay. Very nice. Okay, and tithe right off the top, which is done off of the gross. That is taken first thing off of your gross, not your net home pay. So, and that's what Christians believe in. If you believe in tithing, whether you're a Christian or not, I guess, if you believe in tithing, that is going to be off the top, which means before even the government gets their share of it. God gets his share first, that kind of thing. 1080 mortgage, principal and interest, and that's not bad. That's probably fine within the realm of, well, yeah, sure it is, because the net owned by 3 times 4 is 1,200. So under the 25% rule for your mortgage payment. $250 property tax, $200 homeowners insurance, $130 HOA fee. That is yearly, right? Not monthly. HOA fee might be monthly, and that's nutty, and that takes them up closer to that 25% number. $350 utilities, electric, gas, water, internet. $350. Trying to think how much I pay. Another 40 and maybe another 30, so 170 and 70 is 200. Yeah, you might, unless, I mean, you know, I'm in an apartment, he's in a house, so maybe it, you know, it just takes more electric and gas to heat and cool. But you could possibly, I would tell this person to, you know, hey, check that out, see if you can like turn off the freaking air conditioner or turn off the heat a little bit. $375 for groceries, single guy. $375 for groceries a month. That's excessive. I mean, not, you know, not by a ton, but it still seems a little excessive. That's way more than I spend. $200 gas for car. It's $50 a week. Depends on how far you have to drive and how much, you know, if you're doing joyriding, maybe consider not doing that if you have other financial plans, other financial goals. Car insurance, $75. Pay it in advance, 6 months. You can get it most times. Apparently not at State Farm, but other places you can get a discount for paying it off. Somebody was complaining. I saw in this forum that State Farm, doesn't matter if you pay it a year in advance, 6 months in advance, or monthly, you pay the same amount. Car mate, 25. All right, I'll let that go. A car loan, beep, 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 beep. That's right. I was all excited for this guy too, and I forgot the car loan. I forgot all about it and the credit card. And see, so the car loan is something you would just knock out today, probably. Let's see what assets he has. And if he has any assets, of course, that means he's doing it wrong. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. $250 credit card payment, minimum balance 100 plus 150 extra. Okay, so you might be doing it wrong. We don't set a number to put extra with it on the lowest debt. What we do is we put all the extra money to that lowest debt in addition to the minimum payment, not the minimum balance. Used the wrong word there. What up, Simply? How is life and stuff? Where was I? Oh, emergency fund savings, retirement contributions, dining out, entertainment. All this is zero. Clothing, personal care, and miscellaneous, zero. Great. Total outflow. Oh, so there's negative. Yeah, there's negative cash flow. Now it's not, it's only 2,000 owned on the car. Owed on the car, excuse me. So it might not be worth it even to sell it to buy a beater. You might not get a better car than this for that same price. So what can we cut out on here? Christians would not cut out the tithe. Shop health insurance around I mean, again, if that's property taxes a month, then that's crazy. You need to sell that house right now and just get out of there. Because it's not crazy for the principal and interest, but that is crazy for the property taxes if it's that every month. Let's see. If you so yeah, you might want to consider selling the car. And I don't depends on the area you live in. You might not be able to find an apartment cheaper than that mortgage. But by the time you add the property taxes, the homeowner's insurance, you'll still need renter's insurance. That much cheaper though, and you wouldn't have to pay the HOA fee, and it wouldn't cost you this much in utilities. So that might be the way to go, because if this is some kind of $10,000 car you bought that's now down to 2,000, then you're not going to do much better than that, like by selling it and trying to buy something cheaper. So you got to work more and spend less. Work more as well. You got to bring in more money apparently. So, and it's not a crazy amount of debt. What is it? 2K, 9K, and 8K. That's 9 and 8, 17K. It's just 17K, and he makes 50,000 a year. So it's just the thing, all the stuff that comes along with the house is what is getting you there. You can cut groceries down, cut it way down. And the gas for car, don't go anywhere that you don't have to. Go to work, go to the store once a week. Don't be going there every day. Oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. Stop it. Be more intentional with that. And it depends on how much the credit card balances are as far as whether you would put them before the car loan or not. So if it's lower than 2,000 that you owe on the car, then yes, you would do that. You would be doing it, but you don't say plus 150 extra. But how can you be putting extra if you have negative cash flow? Where's the extra money coming from? So I would have to get further information from this person to find out what is going on. Oh, owns a townhome that is valued at 375,000, and it's 180. Yeah, I mean that's going to be the quick fix, unless you can figure out what else you're doing. I don't know what else you're doing here that is making it negative 610. Because even the loan, if you cut that out, which I'm not suggesting to do, Christians should not be doing that. They should be tithing like they believe in. But I don't see, I mean, they're all valid expenses. It's just you are buying too much groceries. Maybe you're shopping at Whole Foods instead of Walmart, that kind of thing. So you would need to do that. But yeah, you might have to sell this townhouse. Because then that gives you about what, 55? Yeah, 155,000 ish. So after 140,000 maybe, and that will let you do that, and that will let you maybe put a sizable down payment on a smaller house where there is no HOA and the property taxes aren't as high, that kind of thing. But yeah, some people just get themselves into these positions where it's it's not crazy. I mean, I had way more debt than that. My ex-wife and I have way more debt than 18,000, or no, 17,000. So that's 17,000 total debt. Um, so and it could also be that this person Thomas just started being intentional with money. It's possible. Again, Maryland, it depends on where. It could be a high cost of living area as well. But again, the mortgage amount isn't the problem. It's the 200 homeowners insurance, and if that's per month, that's crazy, and the HOA fee if that's per month. Yep, and yep, don't see anything else. So I would have to have a long talk with this person about maybe selling the townhome. Because there's nothing else that can go. It doesn't sound like, unless this car is, worth $20,000, and he just happened to have put a lot down on it or something like that. Who knows? So, but that could be the ticket as well. If the car is worth $20,000, you could sell the car, thus paying it off, and then you would have $18,000 about you'd have about the amount of your debt, and then that would set you clear. So then you wouldn't be having any of the debt payments anymore, which would free up 250 and 255, which would free up $575 per month. And also make it so it wouldn't be negative cash flow. I think, because if you take those out of there, now maybe you still got to find out something. So it may be the combination of this particular house. All right, that's plenty of time spent on that. Sorry, I didn't have a faster, quicker answer. Looks different. I have moved. Yes, that's all my crap behind me there. I just threw it in there. I'm cleaning up the old place tomorrow, and then I'll be done with that, and then I will make some organization out of this stuff. Yes, I did. So I did move, and I have all my stuff here, but still need to clean the old place. Thanks for asking. Got offer for land we own. They cover closing costs. Would allow us to reduce 2.375% house mortgage to pay off range 1 to 2 years from 5 to 6 years. Or B, fund husband's dream business adventure. That's a no, because the funding husband's dream business adventure, unless that is less than $1,000 total, then that's all you have to put into it to get it started, and then you just build the business build the business on the cash that is coming in by reinvesting into the business. Then you don't do that until step 7. So that would be a NAR for that. 3, put towards funding a pool. That's a no as well. That's a step 7 item as well for me. You got to pay off the house first before you put a pool on it. Quit trying to upgrade, and people love to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. So we can enjoy this time with our young kiddos. You can still enjoy it after you pay off the house. They're not going to grow up in 1 minute. Might seem like it sometimes. Average swimmer in the nearest pool is 1 hour away. Justification station. No other debts. We can and plan to pay off land next month, either with or without selling. Oh, that's great. Got a great idea though. If you would rather pay off your house first, which you should, because you should not have a loan on any house or land that you do not live in / on. You're doing it wrong. And you might have done it wrong before you found out about Dave Ramsey, but now you found out about Dave Ramsey. So now you need to undo the dumb crap you did that was not the Ramsey advice. Husband 35 and I'm 33. You're not that old. You are fine. You're just trying to justify wanting to do other things with money other than the baby steps. You are on the freaking Ramsey Solutions Run forum on Facebook called The Ramsey Baby Steps Community is where this was posted. Okay? You can do the Ramsey advice or you can do your own stupid crap. You don't need to post anything anywhere if you want to do your stupid crap. Question, should we sell land? Yes, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Worth it with capital gains? Yes, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Bought for $60K 2 years ago, owed $35. You shouldn't have bought it in the first place because you still owe money on your house. Offer for $115, 20 improved acres, directly across from my home. 2, if sold, best use for the money, you'd apply it to whatever baby step you're on, not a new pool. Said no other debts, so theoretically you would have your full emergency fund. If not, you would use the money for that, or as much as that as you needed to finish the full emergency fund. And then the rest of it, you do have to be investing. So I have been investing. You're doing it wrong if you were doing that while you still had regular debt, if you did have regular debt. I just listened to Dave's strategies for investing in funds. I'm nearing 60 and I'm having a hard time considering risky in... Two different questions. My bad. This one ends right there. If sold, best use for money. To follow the baby steps. To not do any of the dumb crap you want to do with it. Okay, next question. So I've been investing my Roth 401k. I just listened to Dave's strategies for investing in funds. I'm nearing 60 and I'm having a hard time considering risking in more risky selections. Okay, let's say risk one more time. After the significant downturn in my funds during COVID, I decided that when the funds went back up, I would put my funds in stable funds. I have slowly ventured out from this and put funds in large cap and 2 company managed mix funds. Any thoughts? Large cap. Whoops, wrong one. Where is it? Right there. Large cap, my friend. Let's look at the last 5 days. Oh, it was fine until, what day was that? The 10th? That was Friday? Yeah, and on Friday, China was like, oh, we're going to be stingy with our rare earth. And so POTUS said, oh, more tariffs then. We're gonna do more tariffs. You're being nutty. Don't be nutty. If you're going to be that way, we're going to be that way too. And so then the market went down. Last 5 days down 2.88. But in the last month up 73. And tomorrow, or Monday rather, the futures are down 4.35. And NASDAQ would be your large cap representation. So that's not any safer. What you probably want to do if you want to be really safe is to put it in bonds. Hopefully you have a lot in there so that this thing is just a blip. However long it stays down. Who knows? They may work it out by Monday morning. Who knows? But also you'll get some people that are going to buy too because it's down so cheap. And of course, the Ramsey way is you don't try to time the market, but some people do. And so when it goes down by freaking 6-7%, they're going to buy it. And that'll push it back up, though. So, but that is the only problem. It going down even 5, even 10%, like after you've been in the market for 30 years is not that bad a deal, even if it goes down for a whole year and you are taking money out at the time. That's still not that bad of a deal. The problem is if you don't have that much in there and it eats up a lot of it. 7% down is a big percent of it. That would be when it would be a problem. So, but you would be looking for like bonds. What else is it? Two company managed mixed funds. See, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's any safer or not. Any less risky. I don't know if that's any less risky. Again, the least amount of risk would be bonds, a high yield savings account. So, and some people that are worried about it, that is the advice for them. But again, if you have been doing this for 30 years, you are probably fine. You don't have to keep buying more of it. You can put like any future contributions that you would be putting into it, you can put that in the high yield savings account or in bonds or something. Having a hard time knowing which credit cards to start with to get them paid off immediately. What will be the easiest? The lowest one, starting with the highest balance or lowest first. You know darn well. You asked the exact question. Now, how would somebody ask the exact question? Did you happen to see on baby step 2 where it says pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball? And if you don't know what debt snowball is, maybe you click learn more and it says smallest to largest right here somewhere. Yeah, list your debts smallest to largest. And you couldn't find that? You couldn't find that out. There was no way you could figure that out without asking on this Facebook group. Somebody probably told this person though. Update. Well, I paid the car off. Great. I official clear of all my debt. Great. Excluding my mortgage. Great. Haven't been this relieved since high school with no high school is 2 words. That's the least of your problems on this post though. With no bills or responsibility and wow, feels good. Thanks y'all. You are welcome. What is one thing you're still tempted to buy when doing the baby steps? Mine is pocket knives. That's nutty. I got a great idea. Don't buy any more freaking pocket knives until you're on step 4, dummy. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. How many pocket knives do you need? That is so dumb. Other people said, what else did I read on there? I'm trying to remember it now because I didn't. I should have copied and pasted them so I could remember. It was like a lady said beauty products. Somebody said vacations. One guy said things with motors. Trying to think. Eating out was one. I think those are the ones I remember. Boo. Attention. Yep. People love to get the attention. For $2.95 a work gym a week. So that's $12 a month. It is worth it. Usually only 2 other people there. For those who downplay a membership, just don't get it. Health is wealth. All right. And that's their little photo they included of their work gym. Somebody replied they make you pay for the work gym. Some companies may give it for free. They probably do. For like this, I would not have a problem with this. If you go, just like any other subscription you have, make sure you are using it enough. Like for example, if you are getting a second job and going to be working more, maybe you don't need to have Netflix for a little while. And you can put that Netflix money towards the debt as well. So, but if, the $12 a month, I'm fine with that if you are going enough to make that worth it, which I would say 2-3 times a week. If you're going to the gym, I would say that's worth your $12. And downplay a membership. No, I mean, not at that price, but some other swanky things, because you don't have to do that. You can exercise at your house and on your street. You can walk and run on your street. You don't have to be at a gym. Guys, I've been officially called one of those Ramsey girls. Quote, this is not me, of course. This is the person that's posting this. Had a whole life agent call me because my dad has a policy. They told me I needed to verify information for being the beneficiary, so I answered the call. Turns out it was a sales pitch. Shocker. I politely said, I don't want a whole life. The agent kept pressing me, and finally I said, when I'm ready, I plan on getting term and then be able to be self-insured. He was flabbergasted. No, he wasn't. I'm sure he's heard that before. I tried to end the call again, but he kept pressing me. So, you see, if you're done with somebody on the telephone, and I was about to, this is, you know, how boomer I am. I was about to go like that to end the call. You don't have to do that anymore, though. You can just go beep, and that ends the call. He told me what a great deal it was and that I would be making 4.5% interest and how good that rate of return is. I mentioned I could make more in the stock market and mutual funds and got really quiet. He finally asked, are you one of those Ramsey girls? And I would say, I would have said yes. And I know that you are selling a bad product. And if you understand your product, you know that it's bad too. You just like it because it makes you and your company a lot of money by pew. Pew. He hates all life. Yep. The agent kept telling me how great my cash value would be. So he said, okay, let me show you. He tried to plug in what the cash value would be on his calculator versus the money that would be paid into the plan. And he said something was wrong with the calculator, that the numbers weren't coming up right. It's because he's an idiot. At this point, he was really frustrated, and I said again, I'm just not in the market for a whole life right now, and he wished me well and finally ended the call. Proud to be a Ramsey girl and taking control of my financial future. Excellent. They are so dumb. They are dumb as crap. And I wouldn't take the call. I wouldn't take the call. I would be like, Daddy, Daddy, your whole life agent called me to verify my information. Can you make sure the information is correct? Okay, bye. Boop. Almost did it again. Almost was going to hang up the phone by putting it back on the cradle. Okay, bye. That's fun. It's fun to play. If getting rid of a car that would bring in only 1 to 2K is donating to a good cause a better option? Depends. If you're on step 1 or 2, I would say probably take the 1 to 2K and put it towards your debt. You want to make sure your oxygen mask is in place before you assist others. If you're if you're even working on step 4 already, that's where I would start to, I mean, step 3 already, that's where I would consider donating that. You know, and then you'll get the karma come back to you. You know, it'll come back to you tenfold. Theoretically. Not always, but sometimes. So yeah, but that's a great idea. If it doesn't move the needle that much, especially once you're in step 4, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you donate that? And you donate it to a good cause, probably a charitable organization. You can write that much off. And you certainly, you know, Mr. Ramsey is not a fan of the scheming and scamming. to get write-offs, to make it so that, oh, I'm gonna do this and do this loan and this other questionable financial stuff so that I have more stuff to write off. That's a no. Something like this would be a yeah, because you're doing it anyway, and then if you can write it off, why not? It's not a scheme to get the write-off. That's not what it is. That's just an extra added couple cents, couple dollars. $3,743.65, that is, to go put, I think it's but unfortunately, this is only step 2, still step 2. I would like to eventually either build a home with the money that my father left me, but at the same time, I feel like, for me, I'll never even hit step 7. Bye. Well, you're not going to, because you're doing it wrong. You would use the money that your father left you to pay off this debt and to fund the fully funded emergency fund if you have it. So then you're on step 4, and that's a lot closer to step 7, isn't it? Doing it the dumbass way you're doing it by keeping the money. That's what I assume is going on here. Your father left me, oh, and I want to do this with it for his legacy and stuff like that. You'll get there faster if you use it to do the baby steps. People are nutty with stuff like this. Yeah, they're like, it's the same people that have thousands and thousands of dollars extra in savings, and they don't even think of putting that to debt for a second. They don't even think of it. Oh yeah, I'm on the baby steps, and I believe in that, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pay it all off. Oh, my savings? Dumb. First step down. First. Not having a good day today. First debt down, still a lot to go, but it feels great having no credit card debt now. Excellent. Good afternoon, fellow baby steppers. Question for the investors. Now, how many of you have stepped away from actively managed financial institutions such as a Ramsey ELP to opening up your own brokerage accounts and doing it for yourself? Pros versus cons, mutual funds versus index. Thank you. The pro to keeping a Ramsey ELP is if you have no idea how to do it yourself. If you know how to do it yourself, knock yourself out. You should be having not a brokerage account. I mean, it is a brokerage account, but in the brokerage, it would still be a Roth IRA, for example. And it turns out, grateful for my job, but turns out that even with the match, it makes less money than my funds that I have in my Roth IRA. The best option that they give for investing in that. Even when you plot the 3% match on top of that, which I would have to put in 6 and then they match 3. And which I did. I did that, and then, but as soon as I saw, I said, "Oh no, don't do that." And so I stopped contributing because it doesn't make as much. Even when you add the match percent, it doesn't make as much as my own. So I will still use the 401k for anything over the Roth amount of contribution, the Roth allowable amount of contributions. Oh, and of course, it's a Roth 401k as well. Mutual funds versus index. Managed mutual funds, there are some that beat the index. And so it's worth it to find them, put in the time yourself, or pay somebody such as a Ramsey ELP, which would be an endorsed local provider. It would be the word he's looking for here is Smart Vestor Pro is what he is. And I don't know that they really call those ELPs. ELPs are more like the realtors, and financial planners, that kind of thing, which is not the same as investing. Is letting a card company cancel my card due to inactivity the same as closing an account myself? I just stopped using my cards / cut them up, but haven't gotten around to closing them. Why not? People are nutty. Are you trying to avoid talking to them? Because you think they'll say, oh, well, we don't want to close your account. We want you to keep it. And you can't handle that? How about you just say, hey, close the card. Close the card. Now, you can't do that until it's got a zero balance. They're going to keep the account open till then. So if you think you can do that, you can't. But you can call them and tell them, hey, don't let me or anybody else put any more charges on this card. And they can turn it off. And you'll still have the account open, but you can't close it until you pay that balance off. So got a great idea. How about you be an adult, get around to it, and close them? Simply says, it's so funny how folks argue and try to make themselves feel better about the baby steps and how they want to do them, right? And you don't have to. Just do it like you want to do it. And you don't have to run it by anybody. Obviously, you must have a problem because you know you're doing it wrong. So, I mean, if I really wanted to do something different, I would just do it differently. Instead of posting somewhere, trying to get somebody's, validation on it. Oh, I'm not, I'm not the only one. Yeah, you're not the only dumbass, for sure. A lot of them. So I paused my 401k back in January because I'm in baby step 2 and it's up 17.5 year to date. Yep, until Friday it was. Yep. And so like I said, that bad boy is going to be down if the market opens at what the futures are right now. That bad boy will probably be down to 10. But still, it's, the target area that we're looking for is 10 to 12 per year. So that's still pretty good, already having that in October already. And with still 2 months to go in the month. So even if it goes down and stays at that level, which it probably won't, because people will be buying it since it's on sale. Let's see. Anyway, if something like this isn't motivation to get done, I don't know what is. Oh, so you can get back into investing? Yep, it is. And props for you not to just be investing anyway because you want to invest. Putting this here because I know nobody will understand like you guys. Hey, you guys. Second credit card paid off. 2 more to go. Excellent. Get it done. Make it happen. My son is 17. He's gotten his driver's license, but he's a reluctant driver as so many teens today are. And that is nutty. I would have never called that one ever, 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 ever. In my day, when we were kids, the only thing we wanted to do was get our license and be able to drive and get a car so that we could just go. We could just go somewhere. Everybody wanted to do that. I don't know of anybody that was like that, but that is very, very common these days. Anyway, we are planning to start looking for his first car in a month or next month or so. He has about $1,800 in a savings account to contribute. I've always heard Dave say that matching the contributions is a good idea. Well, that's what he did until he had to put a cap on it because after after Daniel did it. His son, I think. No. The older daughter was first. Can't remember his name. Her name. Um, I can't remember her name. My goodness gracious me. But then Rachel saw them do it. And so she saved a crap load. I can't remember what it was. And so at that point, Dave was like, say, okay, yeah, I'll match it up to this amount. So he put the amount down there for this is going to be the maximum. You're at your maximum, Rachel. But anyway, yeah, that's what he did. So I mean, I guess anything that he does and tells you about, of course, is probably going to be something that he would also recommend. Are we going to be able to find anything decent for 3,600? Yes. It may not be as good of a card that you want, but that's not the problem here. Let's keep reading. Or should we add a little more to try to get him something a little nicer? We haven't purchased a vehicle since 2018, so we're not sure how pricing is these days. They cost more, but you can still get cheap cars. The problem is he's a reluctant driver. He's gotten the driver's license, I guess. That's one thing. But how much is this you not wanting to drive him places? That's what this mom has to ask. So I think it's a mom. No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say. It just has mom vibes to it, but I guess it could be a dad. But yeah, if this is mostly about you because you don't want to drive him places anymore, you got to think about that because he may not even want a car. And you're already taking it up to, is he going to be able to find, I'll match him. So I'll give it another 1,800 and that'll be 3,600. Can we get anything decent for that? Or should we add a little bit more to it? I don't even know that he wants a car. I don't even know that you didn't have to badger him to get his license. I mean, if he's on board now and he's like, I got my license, yeah, I want a car, then great. Then you guys work it out. It's cash for the car, though, and it should be something really cheap. As cheap as you can get it. Have a mechanic look at it. Stay away from the dealer most times because the dealer is not going to, most times, have the best deal for you. Go private sale instead. Baby step 1 here. Where do y'all keep your $1,000? In cash in the safe or in a high yield savings account. If high yield savings account is a recommended avenue. Does anyone recommend one? I am in North Carolina. To my knowledge, there isn't a Fairwinds in my area. Yeah, there doesn't have to be anymore because like for a high yield savings account, it can be done all through the internet. But the issue with the baby step 1 and the Ramsey people are fine with you keeping your full emergency fund in there, but it really doesn't make sense for the starter emergency fund because you are much more likely to need that money for some kind of an emergency. Especially for newer people that are used to running to credit to do anything. You're going to need that. But make sure it is just for an emergency and not just for something you want. But doing that, because doing that, it's like a 1 to 3 day transfer period from the high yield savings account. That's why I recommend to not even have your full emergency fund in there, because not only is it a 1 to 3 day transfer period, and of course emergencies don't wait 1 to 3 days to happen. It could be sometimes the husband forgets to tell the wife how to get to the money. And what if he's the one in the coma? And of course, that's me ramping up the stakes there to show you just why I have that reasoning. But, I'm fine with you putting in a high yield savings account if you want to, but just the $1,000, I would not do that. Um, simply says common sense was coming when we were younger. LOL. That much is certain. I mean, it wasn't, that was a saying back then too, so it wasn't that much better than it is now. Buying a car from a dealership with cash, do I tell them I have cash in hand? No, you do not. And that's why, especially with a used car, it's better to buy a private sale. You will get a much better deal from a private individual, because the dealership, guess why they're there? Not to make sure, for example, the 17-year-old gets he's got a driver's license. Oh, well, we want him to have a car. No, that's not what they're there for. They're there to make money off of the sale. And if they buy somebody's used car, they're there to make money off of that. So they didn't give that person what the car was worth private sale either. So they got money, they made money on him by selling it or by buying it from him for cheaper, and they're gonna make money off of you for selling it to you for more. But yeah, about the cash in hand thing, no, you get the number up front, and they will probably try to find out now because they know the deal. Because they make more financing. I mean, they make more from the financing overall than they make from the actual car sale. Victoria's Secret used to, I don't know if they still do that, but they used to give the workers there more shifts the more store credit cards they sold. They talked people into, because they made more from the financing than they did on the stuff in their store. Baby step 3B, I'm looking at my options. You don't just have one option. Options. It's an S on it. When it comes to insurance for a vehicle, do you pay monthly or all upfront for the full year? I have Allstate, and I have not seen ever, I will check though, I have not ever seen a year option. They do have the option for 6 months, and you save a little bit. I'm trying to remember how much it is. I'll try to look to see if they have both the year option and how much it saved me. I feel like, I mean, it's not much, but why not? Why not pay it? Even if you have to save it up in a sinking fund until the next one is due, until the next 6-month premium, till the 6-month section comes up, and then pay it all off, and then it costs you, maybe, I mean, even if it's like $20 that it saves you, that's $20. $20 is $20, and you didn't do anything except prepay it for 6 months. And of course, you do get a refund if like the car gets totaled or something like that, or you cancel the insurance and get it somewhere else. They do give you a refund for the unused portion. Hi, my 9-year-old son recently said to me, all adults care about is money. That's sad. Well, there is some truth to that. Okay. Bad phrasing again. I've tried explaining to him how we live in a society that requires money. As tempting, a 9-year-old probably isn't going to get it. I mean, you can try. As tempting as it is to live like the Into the Wild movie, it's just not reality. LOL, I hate how money does rule the world, basically. You can't do almost anything without it. Bad phrasing. Any advice on what I should say to him? He understands you need money to buy things. Also, doesn't help that over the last couple years I've been working on goals and becoming a workaholic, which I needed to take a step back from. Yeah, and that may be it. That may be the whole thing. Maybe he just misses you because he doesn't see you as much. Maybe that's all it is. But, the 9-year-old's way of looking at things is different than adults looking at things because they I don't know that. I mean, I don't know that. Geez, I don't know that at 16 or even 18, I was a real big picture guy where like I could look at like the whole situation and different options, etc., etc. And this 9-year old is thinking about one thing, and if I had to guess, I would say that he doesn't see mommy as much because she's trying to make money. So unless it's something, maybe he heard somebody say that. Who knows? Who knows? But maybe it comes from like some exact thing or something like, or maybe there was something he wanted to get and he couldn't get it because you guys said you didn't have the money for it. So maybe that's what it could be. I don't know. So and it probably doesn't make much sense to try to grill a 9-year old to find out exactly where that come from because he might not even know. Might not even know. So, but I would look at that, and yeah, if you are a workaholic, you do need to take a step back. Then definitely for that. Somebody posted this picture from the Ramsey in the Wild section, and that says, if you can't see it, that says 0, the number 0, and then debt, 0 debt. That's fun. Someone posted, get rid of the word deserve out of your vocabulary. Again, bad phrasing. Bad phrase. People cannot type. People cannot talk anymore. If you want to actually kill your debt at lightning speed, huh? Oh, LOL. You already used up all your deservings when you were running up your credit cards and car loans and other crap that you never needed because you thought that you deserved it. LOL. Yeah, and that's true. I mean, that's similar to one of my famous sayings. I haven't said it that much lately, but oh, what is it? Oh, it's what about when people say something like, "What about enjoying the now?" What about enjoying the now? Well, you enjoyed it already. That's why your finances are crap. And so you already did that. Now you have to stop and fix it. So, dumb. People are dumb. I am paying off my business debts. And I'm at baby step 2. That's right. Because those are personal debts. You signed for it. You get to pay it back, regardless of whether it was used for business or not. And is that an acceptable thing to do per the Ramsey advice? No. No loans for anything business, including mortgages on rental properties. That's a no, and a no, and a no, and a no. But how do you get over the feeling of being poor every month when debts are paid off? It's because you're thinking about dumb crap to buy that you want and not prioritizing that want over wanting to be debt free. So the problem is in your mind and your priorities. So that's what that is. Because you still want stuff. And you don't get to have it. Hopefully you're not letting yourself have it. The feeling of being poor every month, that comes from the kid you. But theoretically, you're an adult now, and so it's time to be an adult. Question, I'm looking into retirement in the next 2 years and was looking at my TSP accounts. I put my money in CS&I funds. Does Dave still recommend these? They are all looking good, but maybe I should do something else. Thanks for your input. You can do a Roth IRA still, but if you're going to retire in 2 years, you might not want to do that. You might just want to put it in something safer, like a high savings account or bonds. But yeah, in the TSP accounts, 33% in the C, in the S, and the I, CSI. Those are the funds, and one of them is like the S&P 500. I can't remember what I think that's the S one. I can't remember what the other two are, but those are like the closest you can get to doing the Ramsey investment strategy in the TSP, and so that's what it would be, a 33.3% split between those three funds, and that is still what he advises for that. But yeah, you can do a Roth IRA for sure. On top of that, if you are younger, if you're going to retire starting in 2 years, you might not want to do that. Long time lurker, first time poster. Tell me all things step 4, 5, and 6. We recently finished up step 3 and are not 100% sure how we want to move forward or what it looks like to tackle the 3 steps concurrently. Okay, and that is what you do. Steps 1, 2, and 3 you do in order, but one at a time before moving to the next step. On step 4, 5, and 6, you do all 3 at the same time, but still in that priority order. Excuse me. For further context, I already have an employee provided 401k and am contributing 15%. All right, you shouldn't have been doing that. You did it wrong if you did not have that paused while you were doing steps 1, 2, and 3. That was, excuse me, that was doing it wrong. 15%. My husband has a pension, not as good as the market, and an annuity, not as good as the market. Dave does not recommend. Looking for any tips, insight, wisdom, etc. that you have to share with us? Cash out the annuity and put it in better investments, because that is not a good investment. The contribution amount that your husband is making to the pension, that only counts as half of whatever percentage he's putting in. Say he's putting in 10% of his gross income into that pension, that only counts for 5% towards the 15%, because it doesn't make as much as the market, which is your 401k. So he should also be doing a Roth IRA. Also wondering if pensions and annuity are considered when calculating net worth. That's a good question. I would assume because it's there regardless. And I think spouses still get it, I believe, on both of them. But having an annuity at all is not the Ramsey advice. And the pension is not, you often, like if you're a teacher, you don't have a choice. You have to contribute to that. But so it just counts less towards the 15%. So you got to do extra investing on the side. If someone you're initially talking to 1 to 3 months about finances, what would be some red flags to indicate that a relationship is not worth pursuing due to a misalignment of values? If you disagree with anything that's important enough for you to represent a misalignment of values, then that's a red flag, right? I feel like for me, it's hard to know for sure since it's the early stages. No, it's not. No, it's not. And there was an example. Yeah, there was one reply for it was, I went on a date with someone who bragged that he was going to be in credit card debt until the day he died, and that was their first and last date. And that's how that worked. Hey, guess what that was? That was a misalignment of values. So, and yes, the earlier the better to talk about that and know that, because that way this person didn't have to go 1 to 3 months about finances. I wonder how many months I wonder why it got the 1 to 3 months label there. Yeah, I'm looking deeper into this person's soul here, trying to figure out what the dealio is. This is your actual situation, not just something you're wondering about. I mean, I guess it could be I guess it could be just a thought experiment and all of the numbers don't matter. They're just made up. Or it could be for a friend and they don't know how long they were talking to. Talking to is like, I don't know, what is that? Pre-dating? What would you call that? Getting ready to date, seeing if you want to date. Is that what talking to is? People were saying that back in my day too, and that was stupid. I didn't say that. But yeah, anything at all. Guess what? It's your life. You are the one that gets to decide. You don't have to justify it to anybody, just like you don't have to do the Ramsey baby steps either. That's absolutely the best thing that you can do with your finances, but you don't have to justify it to anybody. And this person does not have to justify it to anybody. Any little thing that you don't like that is a deal breaker can be a deal breaker for you. It's your life. You do not want to connect your life with somebody, combine your life with somebody that is going to be misaligned on values with you. Unless you guys can make the compromise on it, and the time to do that is way before marriage. Have all this stuff worked out before marriage, definitely. And the earlier the better, for sure. Alrighty. Let's get rid of these so I don't do them again. There we go. Oh my. That worked out almost perfectly to how many I had. Whoops, wrong page again. That's sports scores. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money. Oh, let's see. What is Simply saying about the... she has State Farm, and there is no difference in paying monthly, quarterly, 6 month, yearly. It's all the same. Only discount is if you do bank ACH. All right. Yeah, I think on all the stuff I have, it's just ACH is the only free way to do it. Otherwise, you have to pay a fee. I don't think they give a discount on it. But like I said, I want to see it somewhere around $20 that I save on by paying 6 months car insurance in advance for that. But simply State Farm, so that's somebody else weighing in. Alrighty. Once again, Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. You're watching this on youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And if you, yes, you would like to, if you are having money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, or you want somebody to validate your dumb way of doing things, you can try me. People call up Dave and ask him if they should take out a loan all the time for some reason. I guess it makes for a good show, good radio. But you can do that. You can schedule an appointment with me. That will be by video conferencing, and you can do that by emailing me at coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Alternatively to Cash App at $CoachSteveMoney. It was not taken. Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Again, upcoming streams, as always, subject to change, but until further notice, the Ramsey Show After Show will happen at 11:05 a.m. Eastern after the newest to YouTube Ramsey Show is over. It starts at 9, over at 11:05, and that's when I start. Each weekday, Monday through Friday, until further notice. And that could change any time, but as far as I know, Monday through Friday, it will be this week. Answering your financial question streams 8 p.m., possibly tomorrow night. I have to go clean my old apartment, as I said. Don't know if I'll be home by that time. Should be. Also, that's October 12th tomorrow night. Saturday and or Sunday next weekend, October 18th and 19th. And on the weekend, generally it's a and or. Sometimes I do it one, the other. And I will be doing both this week. Again, if I get home in time to do it. I'm going to start in the morning, so I should be home by 8 p.m. Eastern time. Simply says, have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Thank you. You too. And of course, tomorrow the best day to do the cleaning because there's no Washington Commanders game because they are playing Monday Night Football. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I have not simply. Is your channel name this name right here that you have there? I will do that right now. I have been meaning to do that, but is that your channel right there? You'll be excited to know that the across the building neighbor of mine, that like their door is right across from my door. They do have plants. I'll try to grab a picture of that for you. And the plants that were in are by my old apartment door. That's in horrible shape now. Simply says, will always be the Redskins. I still have a whole bunch of Redskins stuff. I have tons and tons of Redskins stuff. I'm probably gonna eBay it because my kids certainly don't want that, so I probably will try to eBay it. Alrighty. Thanks so much. Oh, you didn't tell me. Is this your Simply Blessed Designs? Is that that's not the name of the channel though, is it? It's a different name for the channel. You can put it in, just don't like try to make it a link. Yeah, I thought it's called something else. That's why I haven't listened to it. Season 2 of the just finished episode 20. Yeah, what is the channel name? And then I gotta wait 7 or so seconds until she hears that. It's like in Ghostbusters Afterlife, podcasts. The kid is called Podcast because he has a podcast because of his podcast. And his podcast really started getting good around episode 351 or something like that. All right, I'll see if she puts that in there. And I will, if she does, I'll try to find that and listen to that right now. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, that's the thumbs up button, and comment. And thank you so much if you've done those things already. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day.